All right, we continue to bring you rolling coverage of the 7th general elections as results continue to come in. We now take you to the Western Cape, where we found our reporter Bulelani Philip. Bulelani, good evening. Just talk us through the results this very hour.
Well, good evening to you, Mfundo, and to the viewers at home. Of course, as things stand now, the Democratic Alliance, which has been ruling the Western Cape since 2009, seems to be sticking to that number one position, of course, above 50% mark. And of course, if these current trends are continuing, of course, they will return to the Western Cape government. For more, I'm joined by Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis, who also doubles up as the Western Cape Deputy Leader in the province. Jordan, thank you so much for your time. As the DA, looking at these numbers, are you confident you'll go back to the Western Cape legislature?
Yes, we are confident, and that is wonderful news. And I really want to say thank you to the Western Cape voters, the Cape Town voters, for backing the DA, the one province in South Africa that works. And I think that they recognized that and supported us, and we're just thrilled about that.
Have these emerging parties like the Patriotic Alliance as well as the Cape Coloured Congress had an impact in terms of your voter base?
If you look at the current projection, actually we're going to end roughly with the same majority as in 2019, which I think is a tremendous result given the pressure of all these tiny parties rising up, trying to steal our votes and take our majority away and hand it to the ANC. They have not succeeded in doing that, so that is really wonderful to see. It actually seems, ironically enough, given how closely the PA and the ANC have worked together, that the PA has mainly stolen the ANC's vote in the Western Cape, because the ANC is going down. If you look at the current numbers, they're going to get less, quite significantly less, about 10% less than in 2019. So bad night for them, good night for us. Of course, I still think that these smaller parties, they're not adding particular value, but nevertheless, we're very happy with the result.
The DA's policy position on the Israeli and the Palestinian conflict, do you think it has had an impact in the strongly Muslim communities here in the Cape?
Well, I think there was a massive campaign of misinformation in this election against the DA from the ANC, with obvious intent to try and win back the Muslim vote. It's definitely made an impact, but actually most of the wards and VDs, voting stations that I'm seeing coming in, we have still won all of those wards, we've still won all of those voting stations, perhaps with a reduced majority there, but still most, as was our hope and our belief, the huge majority of voters, Muslim voters in Cape Town, in the Western Cape, know that this is the only province in South Africa that is working. They can see through all the noise and the misinformation that the ANC was trying to peddle about us, and could see that actually we had a reasonable center ground position on the Middle East crisis, and that they stuck with us in the end. Of course, some went the ANC's way. I believe that they will come back very quickly, and in the end, the ANC still went down because of, despite all of that. And I think that they've really got to reassess whether that enormous misinformation campaign about the DA was a success or a failure. Right now, it looks like a failure.
Lastly and quickly, Alan Winde will still be the premier candidate for the DA?
Alan Winde will be the Premier of the Western Cape for the next 5 years. We will carry on working together, Premier and Mayor, to grow our economy and get more people out of poverty and into work opportunities, to improve the lives of the poor, to build more schools, to be the one province that works. We'll carry on doing it together.
All right, we look forward to seeing the final results maybe tomorrow.
Yes.
Jordan Hill-Lewis, Cape Town Mayor, as well as the Deputy Western Cape Leader of the DA here in the Western Cape. On that note, we'll cross back to you in studio, Mfundo.
Thank you very much for that reportage. That's SABC News reporter Bulelani Phillips out in the Western Cape for us there with Jordan Hill-Lewis. And good spirits, we take you to the Free State now, where we have Magala Masateng, SABC News reporter. Magala, good evening. It seems the ANC is in the lead of the Free State. Talk us through the figures this hour.
Indeed, Nomfundo, yes, as we see the numbers coming in, we can see that the ANC is still leading, and of course the counting has been completed in that over 1.5 voting stations in the Free State, and over 50% that has been captured up to so far. And yes, indeed, ANC will still see it leading, but we are also seeing the emergence of other political parties, of course, small parties. But I just want to bring some of those small parties just to get the mood of what is happening and how they are feeling as the numbers keep trickling in. I have with me All Citizen Party. How are you feeling? You are new. What are you expecting to see?
No, I'm excited, and we are happy as ACP to be part of this process. And we have put everything that we have into this process. I don't know how you define a small political party, but we are new and not small. The only challenge is, if you are not in the national legislature or provincial legislature, if you are not in National Assembly or in provincial legislatures, obviously you are not funded by state. And all other parties, are funded, by business with certain ultra motives. And with us as ACP, we have had to dig deeper into our own pockets to ensure that we become part of this process. Just to register, it's a lot of money, and to prepare for elections is also costly. But as an organization, even if you go look around, we don't have posters like any other parties, but we felt that there are people who deserve ACP voice, those that gave us their votes to be, part of national and provincial elections in, nationally. So we are here to ensure that we represent those that understand or have signed a social contract with ACP.
All right, thank you very much. We'll keep in touch. I just want to bring more of the political parties here. You say you are All Citizen Party premier candidate.
Yes, I am in the Free State.
What's your name?
My name is Mpora Makatsa. I'm the national chairperson of the party, and of course the premier candidate elect in the Free State.
Thank you very much. He says that they are new but not small. I want to bring in other small political party representatives. Sarko, what is it that you are standing for, and how are you feeling with the numbers that are coming in? Of course, we're seeing the numbers are coming in of the smaller parties or new parties, but you have been there before. How are you feeling with the numbers that are coming in?
Up to so far, I'm satisfied. It's still early to say anything now because we still have another day, 2 days now, so that we can get the final results. So I'm calm. I'm still waiting for everything coming to order.
Just briefly, you're talking about what you stand for as a party or organization when it comes to Kings and Marena. What is it that you stand for if you were to speak to viewers at home?
As Kings and Queens community, we want our land back. It's that we need. We don't have many things that we need, only our land back to the rightful owner of the land.
Thank you very much. I'm trying, Nomfundo, just to bring as many as I can of these small or new parties, as they would call. We have Forum for Service Delivery, Potso Motoko. With what you are seeing there on the screen, how the party is performing, how are you feeling?
Well, we did our level best with limited resources at our exposure, and also with necessary machinery that we did have volunteers on the ground. But if you're going to challenge the level of elections at this stage, you need to have capacity in terms of finances and that. But we are happy with what we did, and definitely we are now going to, this will be our stepping stone towards 2026. And because our model is 80% service delivery, 20% politics, then service delivery will be more effective than here, because that is our playground then, where we're going to show who we are actually.
Thank you very much. That is Forum for Service Delivery, Potso Motoko. They're talking about how they are performing up to so far. We have seen him, of course, being a part of several of the protests here in the Free State. I would like to bring in ACT. Just how are you feeling with the numbers that we're seeing on the screen? Are you happy with what you are seeing?
Good afternoon, presenter and the viewers at home. No, we are quite excited about the numbers on the screen because remember we are just 9 months old today. It's the 30th May. We are 9 months and we didn't have much of resources like other parties who has a lot of money. So we only had very, very limited resources, but we are able to cover a big chunk of the country so far. But nonetheless, we are happy.
What are you aiming for? Do you think you'll be able to achieve it this time around?
Whether we achieve it or not, what's important is to make our mark. Our mark is there, it's noticeable, and no one can deny that. Yes.
Thank you very much. That is ACT. I tried, Nomfundo, to just bring some of the new or small parties, as you would say, just to talk to them about how they are feeling. Of course, as the numbers are trickling in, as I look there on the screen, I do see these small parties. Of course, I see numbers there. As to how far of an impact are they going to make here in the Free State, of course, we remain to see what will happen, and as those numbers keep coming in. I did mention, of course, that in the province they have captured over 50% of the results here in the province. The IEC did indicate that the pace was a little bit slower, as you know that this the process that will have to go through auditors, but also party agents are also involved as some of the observers when it comes to this. But we'll keep monitoring and see what will happen as the number increases, as they continue to capture some of the results. But yes, Nomfundo, as you did indicate earlier on, we'll still see the ANC on top, still followed by the DA and the EFF. As you know that currently in the province we have those four parties, ANC, DA, EFF, as well as FF Plus, that are represented at the legislature here in the province.
All right, Makhala, thank you very much for that reportage. That's SABC News reporter Makhala Masiteng out in the Free State for us, bringing us the very latest results from the